What's up, shit? Timbers here. Since Matthew Lillard is back in this week for the new Five Nights at Freddy's sequel, and he also has a cool year for next year too. Like he's returning for Scream 7. He's in the new seasons of Daredevil Born Again, Cross, and he's also appearing in the new Tony Gilroy film Behemoth. So like I say, I feel like 2026 is going to be like. Oh, and top off, he's in the new Carrie series too coming out. So we're having a Matthew Lillard sauce, which I'm all for. I love Matthew Lillard. Whether he's like doing Shaggy, whether it's Stu, I mean, the guy is always great. So here is my. I mean, why does Quentin Tarantino is not a fan of Matthew Lillard is beyond me, because Matthew Lillard is great. But here are my official top 10 favorite Matthew Lillard films. Now, I could also include TV shows, like, Good Girls, he was great on, the Scooby Doo series and stuff. But I'm actually, just sticking with his movies on this front. But here's my list. Number 10 is Without a Paddle. Now, Without a Paddle stars Seth Green, Dax Shepard, and Matthew Lillard. You also got Burt Reynolds was in this as well as three lifelong friends who embark on a wilderness journey to find a dead outlaw's missing treasure, but end up facing rabid bears and bizarre mountains locals. And Seth Green and Matthew Lillard also work together again, here and there, like Robot Chicken, Scooby Doo 2, and all. And they had some fun chemistry here. Of course, Matthew Lillard plays Jerry Colane, who's the member of the trio, and he's he's an advertising executive, yearning for purpose after the death of their childhood friend here. And Lillard blends comedy, earnestness here. He really plays his part very well. I mean, Without a Paddle is a really hilarious comedy. If you guys haven't seen it, give that one a go. All right, number 9 is Senseless. Senseless is a really nice, fun basketball comedy starring Marlon Wayans, David Spade, Matthew Lillard, the voice of Chucky himself, Brad Dourif's even in this, Rip Dorn. And it's about a broke college student who takes an experimental drug that sharpens all the five sentences here. And the movie definitely it's not a great film, but it is a lot of fun. The chemistry with Wayne, Spade, Lillard's great. Matthew Lillard plays Tim LaFleur, who's Marlon Wayans is Daryl's loyal best friend and roommate. And Lillard plays him as goofy, high spirit, and always supportive here. And yeah, they really play off each other well. David Spade, obviously coming off of SNL fame, was great. I mean, it's a really fun basketball comedy that's well worth a watch there. All right, number 8, we got the sequel out this week, but my number 8 is Five Nights at Freddy's. Obviously, he, of course, spoiler alert, was William Afton. Of course, you got Lillard, who plays the career counselor, and is later to be revealed as William Afton. And Matthew Lillard, seeing him go back to the killer realm, I thought was really cool to see. He definitely plays it. He's still he's obviously older now, but he still plays that creepiness very well. He does such a good job here. I mean, of course, his iconic line at the end, "I will always come back," and we got the sequel, so he's coming back here. So, yeah, definitely excited for the sequel this week. All right, number 7 is 13 Ghosts. 13 Ghosts is it's a really interesting horror film about a widow father who inherits a mysterious glass house powered by the Occult machinery and contains 12 dangerous ghosts here. You do got Tony Shalhoub, Shannon Elizabeth, Bette Davis, who you might know as Miss Honey from Matilda. And here you got Matthew Lillard, who plays Dennis Rathgen, who's this psychic ghost hunter who helps capture the spirits here. And he really plays Dennis with some very picnic humor and nervous swagger here. He does such a good job. He definitely has some fun comedic moments throughout. 13 Ghosts is a really hilarious one that, if you guys haven't seen it, highly recommend it. All right, number 6 is, I can say, one of his breakout, the first foray into his lead, and because beforehand he was always known as a supporting character and stuff. This was actually the first time he really led a film. And number 6 is SLC Punk. Now, this movie is about two best friends navigating the punk scene in 1980s Salt Lake City, clashing with Midori, society, and eventually their own identities. And you got Matthew Lillard who plays Steve-O, who's a blue-haired antichrist punk with a sharp intelligence and explosive energy here, and he is really hilarious throughout. Matthew Lillard is great. Jason, a very young Jason Segel's in this. David Sawa, before Final Destination fame and stuff. Annabeth Gish is in this one. It really brought out the '80s punk rock stuff, very well here. It is hilarious. If you guys ever seen it, give that one a go. All right, number 5 is The Descendants. Not to be confused with the Disney film, by the way. The Descendants, of course, stars George Clooney as a Hawaiian lawyer who reconnects with his daughter, and reckon with his wife's identity here. And you got Matthew Lillard, who plays the real estate agent who had an affair with Matt's wife. And Lillard is not really like a villain or anything, but just an ordinary guy who made obviously a selfish, terrible mistake. And his dialogue scene with George Clooney is really heartbreaking to say the least. And of course, Judy Greer plays Matthew Lillard's wife. She's terrific. It's such a really good one. George Clooney is great. Shailene Woodley, Judy Greer. If you guys haven't seen The Descendants, give that one a go. All right. Number 4 is She's All That. Now, of course, you guys know there was that terrible remake of She's All That called He's All That. That movie was terrible, but one of the best moments of that was actually seeing Matthew Lillard coming in as a DJ. That was actually pretty cool. But this, obviously, the original one is about like the popular jock who best he can turn like the shy, autistic outcast into prom queen here. And you got Matthew Lillard, who plays Brock Hudson, who's a self-absorbed, washed-up reality TV celebrity from like the real world. And obviously he's a parody of late '90s MTV fame. And you also do got him working alongside the likes of Frank Prinze Jr., which he's obviously worked with tons of times. The late Paul Walker's in this one. It's such a really nice, charming teen comedy from the '90s that is a classic teen film there. And Matthew Lillard is always terrific. All right, 3 and 2, I'm actually just gonna go together because they're both obviously similar films. Because they're both sequels. Number 3 is Scooby Doo 2, and number 2 is the first Scooby Doo. Say what you want. Matthew Lillard as Shaggy was brilliant casting. He just embodies the Shaggy cartoonist perfectly. If I was to do my top 10 favorite like movie characters, like characters of Matthew Lillard, Shaggy will probably be number 1. He just does such a good job here, and really cool that he, of course, continued voicing Shaggy. You know, like in the other Scooby Doo stuff, and obviously he also and funny enough, he also had a fun cameo in Looney Tunes Back in Action, where he was actually playing himself, talking to the actual Shaggy, which I thought that was always hilarious. Um, but yeah, Matthew Lillard's like just the talk of him as Shaggy is always great. He just plays the part perfectly. Just a really wonderful performance here. And I really will love to see another Scooby Doo movie with Matthew Lillard back as Shaggy in live action form, but who knows? All right, and coming in at number 1 is obviously Scream. Of course, obviously here you've got Matthew Lillard who plays Stu Macher, who, spoiler, is revealed to be one of the Ghostface killers. Who of course obviously teams up, was doing the killings with Skeet Ulrich's Billy Loomis. And you know what? I gotta say, Matthew Lillard really does the creepiest part well. His chemistry with Skeet Ulrich's Billy Loomis is great. It's just such a good performance. Matthew Lillard, like, I'm really gonna see how he's gonna come back for the next Scream movie because he just does. He's just great as Stu Macher, and yeah, obviously there is the iconic, unforgettable meltdown finale scene towards the end with him getting a TV dropped on him. But Yeah, him and Scream is just always the best. But that's pretty much it there. Here is my quick run, and obviously, by the way, loads of great lines he's put out in that. It's gonna be fun. I mean, just Stumacher and Shaggy are just his best roast ever. But anyway, that's pretty much it there. Here is my quick rundown. Number 10, Without a Paddle. 9, Senseless. 8, Five Nights at Freddy's. 7, Dirty Ghosts. 6, SLC Punks. 5, The Descendants. 4, She's All That. 3, Scooby Doo 2. 2, Scooby Doo. And number 1 is Scream. Now, there are a few other ones I could have included as well. The movie Hackers is a good one. Serial Mom. Mad Love with Chris O'Donnell and Drew Barrymore. Tarantula from 1995. Uh, The Curve. Definitely not Wing Commanders. Summer Catch was okay. Let's see what else we got here. Definitely not The Groomsman. That actually was so good. Definitely not that old Bowl movie, In the Name of the King. That is probably his worst, actually. But let me let you guys. What is your favorite Matthew Lillard, films? Draw comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is him.